What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 11, Episode 12. Now, first of all, let me apologize. I never did a review for Episode 11 because last Sunday we were having a snowstorm and my cable was out. And then when my cable came back on, I was trying to watch it on demand. I couldn't get it on demand. By the time it downloaded, I forgot to do the review. Until literally like today, I was like, oh shit, I never did a review. So I apologize. But you know, they had the hibachi party. They found out about Tokyo. Some shade was thrown. Boom, boom, boom. Portia and Dennis was dealing with some text messages, and you know, she was like, she having trust issues, so she went to therapy. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now here we go. So we see this episode. It starts off with Candy and her getting ready for her dungeon party. They're having the photo shoot and everything. And I'm sure you guys remember seeing pictures of all of that on you know, social media and everything when she had the party. It looked like it was a real nice event. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. So Eva comes by to visit the dungeon, and they get to having a conversation. And what it seems like is that, and I understood what I understood where Eva was coming from, but I guess I saw both sides of it. So Eva's thing was like, look, I'm not understanding why Portia, you know, I thought me and Portia was cool, why Portia throw me under the bus, right? And I understand where Eva's coming from, because basically where Eva's coming from is, yeah, I was probably being a little shady towards Cynthia, but me and you was friends, we was girls. Like, why would you put me on Front Street like that? Like, why did you feel the need to call me out? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I said some things, okay, but I thought I was with a friend. Therefore, I didn't think it would be repeated, especially not out in public like that. And Candy's thing but the flip side of it though, with Candy's thing was, look, in this group, that's what people do. Portia is like that. She did it to me, you know. And her thing was, Eva, just own your shit. And we've said this before, and I've said it before. You know, Eva, I love Eva to death, but Eva had real selective memory when it comes to certain things. Eva be throwing shade like hell, and I guess she don't think other people gonna catch it, and then they catch it, and then it's just like, oh. So just be like, girl, yeah, I said it. I called you old. I was making little old jokes about you, and it is what it is. Like, keep it moving, but whatever. So there was that, and they were talking about getting ready to go to Tokyo. So then we have a scene with Portia and Nene, and they ain't really talking about nothing. Portia's moving into her second trimester successfully, so she wants to let the rest of the girls know she's going to tell them in Tokyo. That's pretty much all we got with that. You know, her and Candy getting along, getting ready for the party. I mean, getting ready for the flight and all that good stuff. That's pretty much all we got for that. So the ladies get to the airport, you know, we see them pulling up with all of their luggage and all that good stuff and getting on a plane. And, you know, they can't really have the cameras on the plane, so they do like the camera phone stuff. So we see them, you know, talking and laughing. Everybody's having a good time. Look like they had a nice flight and all that good stuff. Honey, they get to the airport. Ooh, Marlo's bags did not make it to Tokyo. Now, Marlo must have had about 5 bags. I don't know how they lost all her damn bags, but honey, they did. And you know Marlo was not happy about it. The other thing we saw was that Nene and Greg are still having problems. She said that they, you know, they still sort of beefing and they still, you know, not getting along or whatever. He's just real grouchy and everything with what he's going through. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Ooh-wee. So we see how, you know, Nene is real snappy pretty much the whole episode. So, we get to the hotel. It's a nice hotel, and they're having dinner. And, of course, Candy is not happy because she don't recognize half the stuff that's on the I was going to say the runway, on the menu, and she was just not happy about it, honey. And then we, you know, they're having dinner. And so, you know, Eva is like, look, I want us to have a good trip, so if there's anything that anybody needs to say, please let's get it out now. She said, I'll start. So she brings up the thing with Portia, and she's like, you know, Portia, I don't understand why you felt the need to put me out on Front Street like that. You know, I thought we were friends and you just calling me out. And Portia was like, I ain't put you on Front Street. Like, you said what you said. And I just mentioned it, like, you said it. So what's the problem? But again, like I said, I feel like what Eva was trying to say was, I thought we were friends and why would you call me out like that? Then, who was it? Somebody else had a problem with Eva for basically the same thing. Was it Shamari? I think it was Shamari. Then Marlo said, well, I had somebody calling me telling me that you was talking about me like a cat, I guess, instead of like a dog. Eva was like, child, bye. Ain't nobody called you and told you I said nothing about you. I said, see, now that might be the most truthful thing that Eva done said, because Eva probably ain't spent no time talking about Marlo's ass. And Marlo was like, no, And I was wondering why somebody would be calling and texting my phone and then talking about me behind my back. And I was like, Lord, that damn Marlo. She just got to be in a scene. She just got to find a way to sell a scene, honey. So, Tanya hired a tour guide for them. And the tour guide was going through, the different things and some, because Eva said that her butt got arrested when she was working in Tokyo as a model because she didn't know some of the customs and didn't know some of the things to say or not to say. And she ended up offending some people and they thought she was a working lady, honey. And so they brought in the woman to be a tour guide and to go over some customs, to let make sure they had some things that excuse me, I don't know why I'm not sleepy. I don't know why I keep yawning. To make sure that they wouldn't offend anyone or whatever. And the first thing this woman said was punctuality, honey. And you know what? That shady ass Bravo. They did all these flashbacks to Nene talking about people being late and people being rude because they late all the time. And we know that these group of girls, women, are good for a late entrance, honey. We know that. And again, if you watch the show, there have been times when they talked about the people and their lateness and their, and how rude it is. And that's one of the first things that woman said. It is disrespectful of my time. It is disrespectful to be late. Even 1 minute late is a sign of disrespect. So I said, oh, that means everybody gonna be late. You know that. So then Portia pulls Nene aside. Because she's come up with a cute way to tell the girls that she's pregnant. She found out how to say I'm pregnant in Japanese, and she got Nene to basically say, we're gonna play a game, we're gonna teach you some words in in Japanese and that kind of thing. And so she taught the girls how to say I'm pregnant in Japanese, and then she was like, well, what does that mean? I'm pregnant. But honestly, nobody was surprised. The people who didn't know knew. You know what I mean? Like, you not drinking, you picking up weight. At this point, Portia is showing. So I can't believe that none of them didn't already know. But okay, cool. Yay! You pregnant. Yay! And so that was that. Eva said she won't have she will not have any room controversies on her trip. She made sure everybody had a suite and everybody had the exact same suite, honey. So there's no difference in anybody's room. I said, I know that's right, Eva. Eliminate all that bullshit. So it's the next morning. We see everybody getting themselves together and everything. And Eva has gotten a phone call from her mother. Her grandfather had a heart attack and he is on life support. But, golly, why do I keep yawning? But he has a do not resuscitate order, which means that basically they're gonna pull the plug. And honestly, if they had known he had a do not resuscitate order before, they would have never even put him on life support. And so, Eva's upset and she's crying. She goes to Candy's room because she said, I need some alcohol, and Candy don't drink. She probably the only one that still got that that complimentary bottle of champagne they put in your room. She said Candy probably the only one that still got hers because she don't drink, and of course she did. And Candy was sort of comforting to her. Candy said, I really am not good with dealing with people, and I'm the same way. I don't do tears when people are crying and upset. I don't know how to really process it. I understand, Candy, because I'm the same way. I understand exactly where you coming from, girl. But they Anyway, they had a good talk. You know what I mean? They had a really good talk. Now, the next morning, I mean, it's the same morning, I'm sorry. They supposed to be leaving at 11 o'clock. So, Tanya and Eva are there at quarter to 10. They are on time. Cynthia and Portia are at 10:50. They are on time. Candy comes through. Now, Candy came through. She was a few minutes late, but she went by the bar and picked up a drink for Eva. So, well, no, she wasn't late. She got there at 10. She got there at 10:52. So, Candy was early. And she even bought Eva a drink from the bar, you know. But then it's 11:04, 11:10, 11:30, and the lady, the tour guide is like, look, we gotta go. We got a lot of stuff to do. She's being very polite, but basically she is like, look, we gotta go. And at one point, she was about to leave. And if it wasn't for Eva begging, I mean, Eva was begging, because, you know, that would have been a whole nother set of mess if they had left. But Eva was begging not to leave. Honey, Nene comes strolling out at like 11:30. And Marlo is even later than that. Now, let me say this. Eva talking about Portia talking about something she had to get her wig together. Nene talking about something she had to get her wig together, whatever. But she was the main one always talking about somebody being late and how rude that is. But okay. Now, Marlo comes in and she got instant attitude. Instant attitude. Oh, Nene said this. I'm sorry, let me rewind. Part of why Nene said she was late is because her and Greg have been arguing. So I can... Yeah, you was still late, but okay, you was arguing with your sick husband, and she said that, you know, no, they always have this tradition of when they take off on a flight, they always say, call right before takeoff to say, I love you. And so Nene said when she tried to call Greg didn't answer the phone. And then when she finally did get in touch with him, he was real nasty and cussing, talking about something. I'm over here trying to do some shit for your fucking ass, da-da-da-da-da. So I said, oh, boy. Oh, boy. So, okay, we have Eva with the grandfather that's dying. We got Nene and her sick husband arguing. Marlo shows up, and Marlo got attitude. I mean, she's got an attitude. Now, I see part of Marlo's point. I'm not gonna lie. Marlo's thing was, y'all know I didn't have no bags. Ain't nobody called to see if I needed no deodorant, a rubber band, nothing. She said I didn't have no bra. She said I didn't have, you know, I guess whatever she had in her carry-on bag is all she had. I know whenever I travel, I always keep a change of clothes and whatever I carry on. I have a book bag that I carry, or, you know, an actual bag that I carry. And I always have, even if it's just nothing but some undergarments and a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I always make sure I have something. So if God forbid something happens to my bags, I at least got one outfit. And it looks like that's what Marlo may have done, but she didn't have toiletries and stuff. Because, you know, you can't carry that shit on the plane because they'll take it. And her thing was, ain't nobody called to check on me, see if I needed nothing. And I understood her point, because if I'm traveling in a group of people and I know somebody didn't get their luggage, I probably would check to be like, girl. And I mean, Marlo can fit probably, all those girls probably could have had something that Marlo could have put on. Now, I ain't going to talk about a bra and undergarments. I ain't talking about all that. But I mean, an outfit, toiletries, whatever. But probably ain't nobody reach out to your ass, Marlo, is because you're nasty. Because you're nasty. You know, karma's a bitch. You treat people like shit. You talk about people like a dog. You look down on people. You act like you better than people. So, you're right. Nobody probably thought to reach out to you. Nobody probably thought about you. And Nene said that she did reach out to you, that she did try to call you and offered to help you with your hair and everything, and you ain't answered the phone. So, you know, I don't know what's true or what's not true, but I'm pretty certain, because none of the other girls said that they offered you anything. And they, you know, their thing was, why you didn't call us? And I see that side of it too. But I do understand why Marlo might have been like, well, dang, and nobody tell me nothing. I mean, nobody, you know, came and offered me anything. But again, I just think that's karma. I think that's just a perfect example of karma. So anyway, they done finally left. I think they ain't leave till after 12 o'clock, and they supposed to leave at 11. But anyway, they finally left, and the first place they went was to a temple, which is, of course, a very reverent place. Looks like they had a good time. They pulled their fortunes out. It was like this thing where you pull the scroll and the number on the scroll. And, of course, you know, the fortunes seemed to line up with what was going on in everybody's life. Then they went into the temple and prayed, and everybody sort of prayed for what they had going on in their life at the time, you know. Portia prayed for a healthy pregnancy, and Eva was praying for, you know, for her grandfather, you know, that kind of thing. And everything seemed to it seemed like they had a good time at the temple. Then they went to lunch. They went to a sushi bar. Real sushi, right? They complaining about the sushi. Eva said, look, I done bought these heifers to a real sushi bar, more than what they get in Atlanta. She said, because that stuff in Atlanta, that ain't sushi, that's a catfish basket. I said, you stupid. But, in defense of Candy and some of the other women, everybody ain't a sushi person. So I get it where you coming from, Eva, that, you like, look, I brought these women to an authentic sushi and they trying to figure out what's cooked and what's not. And we know sushi's not cooked, but like me, I don't like sushi. Everybody not no sushi person. So I'm not a sushi person. Only thing I eat with sushi, I eat California rolls. That's it. Because I don't do sushi. So I wouldn't necessarily be happy going to a sushi bar. But anyway, so while they're eating, they're having a decent conversation. Everything is cool. And then they start talking about marriage and talking about Portia, being pregnant at her wedding and stuff. And so Tanya said, well, girl, you got to hook up with Paul. Tell Dennis to hook up with Paul because Paul did a good job with the ring. He did a good job with my engagement ring. So then Portia said, now look, are y'all married or not? Because when I introduced you as Paul as your fiance, he said that y'all were married. She said, are you sure y'all not married? Tanya was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not married. She said, is there a piece of paper, a legally binding piece of paper saying that we are husband and wife? No, there is not. She said, but do we feel like, he is my life partner and I feel like I'm spiritually married? Absolutely. So when they were at the temple, Tanya's fortune has something about spending the rest of your life with somebody. And Nene made a little comment about it may not be Paul, it may be somebody else or something like that. And Tanya was like, I was just a little offended by that because you know that Paul is my life mate or whatever. And so Nene goes slam off. Now here's the thing. In the grand scheme of things, I think it's a combination between Nene being Nene, because Nene can be a nasty something when she wants to be, and Nene really in a mood about her whole situation with Greg. And she starts going off about how she don't really give a damn about Paul, and she don't care whether Tanya marries Paul or not. And she could care less, and and it's not that serious. And Tanya was like, well, it is that serious to me because I was a little offended that you would say that to me, knowing that's my life partner. Now, Tanya, I think you was doing a little bit much because I really don't think it was that serious either. But Nene's dismissiveness of it, because I think all Nene had to say, because Nene did say, she said, Tanya was like, well, if you were just joking. Nene said, I wasn't joking. She said, I was serious. I'm just saying that, your fortune says something about you being with one person. I'm just saying it wouldn't necessarily mean it's the person that you with now. And, I mean, it was just, I don't know. I didn't feel like it needed to escalate, but I really do think Nene was in a mood. And I also think Nene's still mad at Tanya about the little comment. Felt like she shaded the swag boutique a little bit too. So I think that's part of it too. But anyway, at the end of the day, honey, that's where the episode ended. But the two of them, Nene just being real nasty and real snippy with Miss Tanya, honey. So that's where the episode ended, y'all. That's part 1 of Tokyo. They're going to probably drag this out for about 3 episodes, honey. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.